Hi, Justin again. I'd like to talk to you about making the most of your tax return and getting the most out of doing your tax return online. A few things you need to do in the background, and you need to prepare. You can't just jump online and lodge your tax return. So throughout the year, you've got to be tracking your expenses, firstly. You need to know where you're spending your money, tracking your expenses. Lots of apps out there that you can track them on your phone, so pretty simple to do, especially work-related expenses along the way. Secondly is you need to know the ins and outs of motor vehicle deductions and travel expenses. So with motor vehicle, there's two ways to claim a motor vehicle. It's an actual cost method and a percentage of that where you need a logbook, or a cents per kilometre method as well. You need to track where you're travelling to and from client and client-related activity. And again, our customer care team can help you with that. The third thing you should be doing to get the best out of your tax return is looking for a value-based online lodgement service like Ezytaxback.com. We know we're not the only one out there, but we're the only fixed price provider in Australia. And you need to provide your information to someone who's going to help you with your return, rather than just push your return straight through to the ATO without looking for other deductions, and in our case, offering you a maximum refund guarantee. The fourth thing, which people sometimes forget, is you've got to keep your receipts. So a photo of your receipt is fine, but not having a receipt or record of an expense, a travel expense where you've taken an Uber, and you've got to have that Uber receipt on your phone. You've got to keep the expenses each year, and you actually got to keep your expenses for 5 years. Under the tax legislation, to make sure that you keep records accordingly. Donations. So when you're making a donation to a charity, you've got to make sure that they're what's called a deductible gift recipient. So you can't just make a donation to someone who comes knocking at your door. You've got to make sure that you get a receipt for that donation, because donations over $2 are tax deductible, and that they're a deductible gift recipient. So a lot of big charities obviously in Australia are, but just be careful with some of the small charities. They may or may not be. So you might think you're able to claim a tax deduction, but you may not be able to. The next bit is really know your phone bill, like the ins and outs of your phone bill. A lot of people use their phone for work, especially now we're all working from home so much. So you are allowed to claim a percentage of your personal phone for work purposes, if that's what you're using at home, especially during lockdown with COVID. So know where you're spending your phone bill, know what your data cost is, know what your phone costs are, whether you've got limited calls, unlimited calls, and then we'll be able to help you claim a percentage of your phone for work-related purposes if that's what you do and you need to contact your clients on your phone. Work-related uniforms, the next one. I think I'm up to about the 7th one. Now that is clothing for work. A lot of people say, well, I can claim clothes for work. Well, you can't just claim your clothes for work. They need to be branded. So if you work in a bank, you've got to have a NAB logo on that shirt to claim the cost of that shirt. So what most people do is they don't worry about that, but they claim the cost of laundry and dry cleaning for things like suits and other items that you have to wear to work. So in lockdown, maybe not as relevant, but once we get back to normal, work-related deductions relating to your work clothes is quite important. Working from home in COVID, so home office is a big one. There's two ways to claim a home office, and you need to understand, or have us help you understand, the difference between claiming an actual cost of home office versus a cents per hour home office. There's been an increase in the allowable deduction for the cents per hour during COVID for this year. So again, our customer care can help you look at what is the best for you, and if you're going to claim a actual cost, set up a specific area in your office, not your couch, which is your home office, where you have a desk and you have an area in your study or part of your house where you're actually designated a home office area for you to do your work in. The last one is getting the most out of your tax return is not just using a tax calculator on our site or someone's site and then lodging it with MyGov. It's actually looking for a guided online tax return service. So using a tax agent, which Ezytaxback is an online tax agent, using a tax agent that's going to guide you through the process and look for other deductions, allow you to ask questions along the way, rather than you sort of just being out there on your own with MyGov and just lodging it off your own bat. So to wrap up in relation to getting the most out of your tax return, what you need to do is check out the article we have on our website, in our blog section, in relation to exactly what I've just spoken about. And also too, you can email Ashley at customer care at ezytaxback.com and ask for a copy of our online master tax guide, and that gives you a really good run through of all the deductible areas that you might be able to claim in your tax return for this year. Thanks and bye for now.